Also, what other leveling guide are you talking about? The video that you claim that I copied from you is a challenge video. My leveling guide is a leveling guide. They are two separate things.
Okay, this is actually amazing. I just searched "Let's Go Level 100 Challenge," and Poketips' video is nowhere to be seen, unless I probably scroll down super duper far, because he's referring to this as a challenge. If I do level 100 guide, we have fastest way to level 100, level to 1 to 100 in 10 minutes. Does he actually say that it's a challenge anywhere in this? Can you? No. Guide. He actually has level guide as it. Level up faster, Pokemon Let's Go EXP farm. Nothing about a challenge. So he's actually lying, even more so than I thought. Alright, I'm finally putting an end to this once and for all, because even though it happened over half a year ago, I am still getting dozens of comments a day from people that are saying that I lied, that I copy Poketips, that I steal content, that I slander people, when it's all blatantly false. And I can't believe it, because we already had our little spat. Poketips attacked me, I responded, he responded, I responded, and I proved that he lied about me, I didn't lie about him, so Poketips slandering me, I'm not slandering him, and that Poketips is a habitual liar for years at this point, and he's just a very dishonest person. But where I went wrong was that I didn't respond to the entirety of Poketips' overcompensation in this video, because some absurd claim about me lying over 40 times or something. Now, I'm not going to say that Poketips is lying about me 40 times because it's all wrong or anything, but there's a lot of misinformation. There's also a lot of lies from Poketips in this video, and I guess to finally settle this, I'm just going to go play the video one shot. That way there can't be any accusations that I'm cutting his clips, that I'm, misrepresenting anything he said. I'm just going to respond. Let's see how it goes.
Verlisify.
I have the high ground. You underestimate my
Ability to lie.
Don't try it.
You know what? Side note, that's where I went wrong. I didn't meme hard enough. Okay, Poketips gets a point for using that meme culture.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go again. About 2 months ago, I made a video calling out Verlisify for stealing my content and using me for clickbait in the same video.
So it's okay when you do it, but it's not okay when I do it, because you lied about me, and then you also used me for clickbait. Got it.
Ever since I put out my video, Verlisify has not been able to get me out of his head. He first made a response video almost immediately after I put out my video, but he deleted it only an hour after he published it on YouTube. I unfortunately did not get to see it, but I'm assuming it was garbage, which is why he deleted it. And then after that, he's been making aggressive comments about me on Twitter, on his YouTube community tab, and recently, after about a month and a half of him trying to figure out a way that he could try to say something about me, he uploaded a video filled with complete slander, saying that I stole
Alright, I hope you proved that in this video.
his content. Kind of funny, don't you think, that
Okay, for starters, I deleted that other video not because it was like wrong or filled with misinformation or I realized I got something wrong. It was effectively just the same information inside of this video, just not as elegantly put as I wanted to. And also I just kind of wanted the whole drama thing to die down. Pokemon Let's Go was fire. It's my second favorite Pokemon game. So I was making content. I was like, you know what? Let's not act like I was trying to avoid the drama. I put it out. I realized that's not what anyone wanted to see, even the people that agreed with me or anything like that. I was like, all right, Poketips is a liar. Just going to leave it at that. But then things kept on bubbling up. Let's just see where it goes from here.
I made a video about him stealing my content, and now his clap back at me is saying that I stole his.
That's the point, because I didn't steal your content. And I'm just trying to show you how weak your argument was by making the same kind of video. And I actually had proof that you were utilizing things that I used in my video after I made my video. Let's go.
Anyway, today I'm going to be debunking that whole thing, taking it apart piece by piece, and showing you the truth, because I didn't steal his content. Also, I came up with a fun little game that we'll play during this video. I'm going to put a counter on the screen, showing all of Verlisify's lies throughout the whole video. Let's see how many lies we can catch him on by the time this video ends.
This seems like overcompensation and misdirection. I can't wait to see how many times Poketips lies during this video. You know what? The Pokemon community just never ceases to amaze me when it comes to how broken it is. That people are so terrified of me. How's that a lie? Like, if you actually weren't scared of me, you wouldn't have made a 14-minute response to me 2 seconds of saying that your content is garbage for having less information in my video. Brr. One live for Poketips.
Nobody is scared of you. In fact, I would challenge you
Then you wouldn't have made a response.
right now to a boxing match, but I know you would back out of it just like you backed out when Shofu challenged you to a boxing match, and then you guys were supposed to play in Smash Bros, but you backed out of that too, even though you could play online.
I never challenged Shofu online. I've already made videos about this. I only had intentions to challenge him at an event, and then things got a little too dangerous for me. But also, we're not Neanderthals. Why would I challenge you? Like, why would I accept a challenge to a boxing match? How does a fight in a boxing match settle who lied or not? That's nonsense. Keep misdirecting your fans. So don't forget to leave a like on the video because you know the like-dislike ratio is going to be a bloodbath.
Once again, just like last time, he starts off his video begging his audience for likes because he says it's, quote, going to be a bloodbath of likes and dislikes.
That's because your mindless fans dislike my videos, and also dislike botting has been proven on my channel, and when a video gets under 50% dislike ratio, or like over 50% dislike ratio, it stops being promoted. So that's also why I can know that people are terrified, because there's active dislike campaigns to suppress my videos. If there weren't that, I wouldn't say people are terrified, but that's how it is. They're trying to suppress me. That is actively and well known how you censor content. So they don't want my information getting out, regardless if it's true or not. But that's why I ask for the likes. By the way, leave a like on this video. That way, Poketips fans don't suppress it once again. Because it ended up coming true. Huh. Who knew?
And I wonder why people are going to dislike your video. Maybe it's because they can see right through your lies and know that you're trying to slander another YouTuber.
Except, as I will prove throughout this video, none of my statements were lies, which means it wasn't slander. So yeah, they're not seeing through anything because I'm stating the facts.
Also, I always kind of find it funny how Verlisify tries to call people out but hides the likes and dislikes on his videos.
The amount of likes and dislikes on a video doesn't change fact or not. Facts are facts. People get mad. I get dislike botted.
Which is the most sketchy thing you can possibly do.
Again, how's it sketchy? Like, just because your ill audience wants to mass dislike my video without watching 5 seconds of it and understanding anything inside of it, again, doesn't change facts.
If I was telling the truth, why would I hide the likes and dislikes?
Because likes and dislikes, once again, don't determine what's fact or not. It's the court of public opinion isn't reality.
Does not make any sense.
So we're already like 2.5 minutes in, and it's just, once again, deflecting and not really proving anything.
He tries to manipulate his audience
As you're manipulating your audience.
thinking that he has robots that dislike all of his videos, and maybe he does have some robots that dislike his videos, but he has a lot of people that are subscribed to him for the sole reason to dislike his videos because he starts drama with everybody in the Pokemon community.
Alright, let's have some analytic fun here, guys. Actually, a far majority of my dislikes are not from people that are subscribed to me because I've upset people. It's from not subscribed people because they're coming to your videos lying about me and then splashing on, and then because they're ill, they'll go through dozens of videos, not watch any of them, and then leave a dislike on all of them. Now, it does look like I do have a very high amount of people subscribed just to dislike, but also that shows that's an illegitimate dislike, which goes against your point from earlier. Why would I have anything to hide if the likes and dislikes or whatever? Well, I mean, as you can see, I have thousands of people that are sub just to dislike. So that's going to automatically inhibit what a video's message is going to have from first glance. You know, you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but people do that. Also, with dislike botting, how can anyone look at this, see 30,000 dislikes in a single day over the course of a couple days? You know, dislike, like, it wasn't only my channel that had this. This was actually an issue that happened on YouTube around that 2017 time for quite some time, and just kept on popping up to where we'd have these random spikes and random days. But then as it wore off, my dislikes were still above average and still showed signs of like this weird manipulation. I wonder if we still have the geography stats, because sometimes these just kind of exist and don't exist. So yeah, like 6,000 dislikes from Venezuela and Russia, the Russian bot collusion and all that fun stuff. But even US, 71,000. So even most of the dislikes don't have to come from sketchy sounding countries. Not saying Venezuela and Russia is sketchy, but whenever you're getting artificial traffic from there, that's sketchy. But no, it's still mostly coming from the United States. And then when we look at the subscription status, it's still roughly the same. So we can even push that around, and then it shows that the you know, the traffic still seems a little fishy, a little artificial. If we go down here, like, oh, 961 dislikes from Ukraine in this time, and then we still have the very high amount from the United States. So it shows that most of the dislikes on my channel are actually illegitimate. You gotta lie about me some more? I already did a video about this with Pimp Knight, showing that I do get dislike botted. Stolen anything from anyone. Oh, I knew he was gonna try to call me on that one. Here we go.
I already proved that
You didn't prove. You don't own a game mechanic, Poketips. How do you own a game mechanic of flying on a Dragonite and then going back and forth when it is just the most efficient way of doing it? And that's why I called you out in my video, because you didn't test anything, but he addresses that later on in his video. So we'll go through this, but you literally didn't prove it. You just made this claim that can't be substantiated because it's a basic gameplay mechanic that you didn't own and you didn't discover as well.
you stole from me.
Probably seen this one before. Responding to Verlisify, he is stealing my content. And the problem I have with his title is that people see that title, they don't even watch the video. Yeah, that is what happens. They don't even make it to the point where he actually shows that I'm stealing it. Is he gonna bust out the analytics? And then they're just like, oh, Verlisify's stealing, Poketip said so.
Nope, that's not true at all.
Here we
The
go.
average viewer, as shown by the YouTube analytics, watches my video exposing you.
Wait, where is it? Is he going to show it all? Oh, I hope he does not show it all, because average view duration 718. Yeah, but you don't want to show that sharp decline where maybe 20% of that actually
for
drops
about
off.
7 minutes and 18 seconds.
Come on.
Well beyond the point
Come on.
where I show how you're stealing my content.
The average viewer. Oh, that means okay. So the average, well beyond. So half. Is that what you're trying to say? A little over half. He didn't show it because he knows he's lying. Buried. That's slander right there. He is obfuscating the information to make a claim that isn't true when he knows it's false. Now, admittedly, it is hard for me to find videos with such high, well, actually, that's even a high audience retention, but with audience retention like that because of all the dislike botting and, you know, dislikes and artificial traffic suppression that people have been applying to my videos over the last couple of years. But I mean, here's what a lot of people's graphs look like. You have this, and then it chunks down. Wow, by 10 seconds, I've lost 15% of the viewers. By, you know, half a minute in, 25% of the viewers are gone. Probably similar to Poketips, maybe even worse because my claim might be more accurate than I thought because he hid that. Everyone can do this, but he chose to not show it to you guys because it probably hurts his argument. It might not be like the most doom and gloom proving him wrong kind of looking graph, but it probably doesn't support him as much as he would like to show. And then I just have like some other videos, you know, look at this, by 10 seconds in, 25%, by a minute in, 40%, but we still have like a 36% on, you know, 6 minutes or something like that. So if we just like bump up his graph, even then, maybe 75% have actually made it to his proof. I don't know when it is in his video or what his like little graph looks like or anything like that, because once again, he chose to hide it from us. But yeah, when you look at this, it's one of those things. And another thing I said is that people are just going to look at the title. They're not even going to click on the video. So I want to see your click-through rate stats too. We can find that out because actually, I don't know if that updated through the Studio Classic at this point, but we can maybe find some of the click-through rate stats and then see how many times people actually click on it versus how many times they just think it and believe it, which is just, you know, your unsupported slander or something. But yeah, Poketips, not looking good so far. Back to his video. This being just complete slander.
I don't think that Verlisify knows what slander means.
That means you don't know what slander means if you're doing the same thing.
According to the Webster Dictionary, slander means the utterance of false charges or misrepresentations which defame and damage another person's reputation.
Well, I prove I didn't steal your content and that you didn't make any claim about me. I prove you lied about me. So, false defamatory statement oral about a person. Yeah, you made a false statement that has defamed me, shown by the dozens of comments and the thousands I have received overall, as well as the thousands of dislikes, you know, all the negative impressions and engagements on my channel that have suppressed my channel directly from your video lying about me. You have defamed me with your statements, and that has caused a non-stop barrage of attacks of people believing that I copy, that I steal, that I lie, that I slander, when none of that is supported.
And a false and defamatory oral statement about a person. Everything I said in that video was true.
Wrong.
You right now, Verlisify, are slandering me.
As I've shown, you've already gotten nothing correct, so I'm not slandering you. Huh.
Because you are making a video trying to defame me, saying that I stole your content, which I did not, and will prove in this video.
I can't wait for you to not prove anything. So first I want to disprove this before I go into proving how he's actually stealing my content.
Ooh, Verlisify is gonna try to defend himself here. It only took him a month and a half. Let's see what he's got.
Because I tried to stay out of it. That's why I made the video and then took it down. Because I'm like, this is nonsense that isn't worth my time. But then I kept getting more and more attacks off of your slander, so that's why I went into it. He's actually the hypocrite, because I stole nothing. He just did this because he's desperate for views. The overuse of the button really proves that he has nothing. This is blatant overcompensation. It's amazing. Drama.
Oh.
He's also, like, drowning out my words through the buzzer.
I'm the one that's desperate for views and drama. Let's take a look at both of our channels, shall we? First off, I'm getting more views on average on my videos than you are.
Okay. And also look at the time frame, you know, some of my videos did better than yours when it came to Pokemon Let's Go. And also the reason why you are getting more views at this point is because you slandered me and then used my channel to springboard your channel. Also, you did the randomizer, so illegal content in the country of origin of where that device and game is made, as well as also just, once again, the lies and stuff that you've been spreading, which is of course going to give you an advantage. Like, yeah, you've been desperate from the start. Your channel started off as Poketips Official. You've lied in the past. You're just copying other people when it comes to, like, the randomizers because you do everything to get the highest views.
Second, I don't put out drama videos. The only drama video that I put out was the video about you, and I also have some videos way back about my randomizer. That's it.
But also, it doesn't matter how many drama videos, it matters on the content. The video about me got you the most views for the time, and then that's what got you into the YouTube algorithm, and that is a big reason why your content actually started performing better. You can't deny that, because that's just how YouTube works.
The only videos that Verlisify is getting any kind of viewership on right now are videos about other YouTubers like myself or MatPat, or videos about clickbait with Generation 8.
So, not clickbait, but also false, because I guess he was ignoring the existing Let's Go videos that were getting hundreds of thousands of views, because that's how I make my content. My content is evergreen. I go for the longer views off of guides and stuff, so I'm still getting hundreds of thousands views off of my Let's Go content at this time. Also, not to mention that my content was actively being suppressed by your fans because of your slander. So yeah, since you keep repeating yourself, I guess I might as well keep repeating myself. However, if you actually look at the content I was propping up at that time, it was doing as expected and comparable to Pokemon Sun and Moon. I wasn't breaking the millions like I was with some of the guides, but several 100,000 views for the average guide and video, with some of them peaking in above 500,000. Yeah, that's about the performance that I get from my channel. Pretty cool stuff. But as you can see, you know, before all the drama came out, like-dislike ratio, pretty good, average expected hate. But then after that is when I started getting the more dislikes that were suppressing my channel and then making it impossible for my videos to get recommended by YouTube. But you were getting recommended by YouTube more because of your drama against me. That's just facts. Also, that's for later on. So, he says I stole his shiny hunting method by flying on a Pokemon to reset the Pokemon spawns between a route.
And don't forget how you proved that you watched my video. You said the same things that I said word for word. You used the same method that I use and presented it like it was your brand new information.
And that means now we have to go back to his original video because he chose to not repeat himself. But it's genuinely amazing how dishonest Poketips is, because he's saying that I'm like trying to, you know, take claim of my statements when he's also trying to take claim of basic gameplay information.
Use in my video that came out almost a week earlier than his video. After a combo of 21 Pokemon, it increases to 1 in 512, and after 31 Pokemon, the shiny rate becomes 1 in 341.
So here's what we have right. As I pull up Cerebi, which isn't Poketips video, so I mean anyone with 2 brain cells that they can rub together and start a fire should be able to figure out that I'm not copying Poketips in any regard here, that this is off of Cerebi, and Poketips did the same thing by copying Cerebi, but I guess since he copied Cerebi first, I'm not allowed to use Cerebi.
Doesn't seem like garbage info, otherwise why would you be putting garbage info in your video, Verlisify?
That isn't the point that I was talking about in my video.
But this is not what's getting me upset. Anybody can go on Cerebi.net right now and find the shiny rates themselves. This is obviously not exclusive information. Another fact.
Then why would you use that in your video to be like, oh, he's copying me?
He steals the flying method from me.
You don't own the flying method. You didn't discover the flying method. That was already being talked about, and anyone could discover that on their own because it is the most efficient way of playing. That's how I found out about it. Not because of your video, not because I'm stealing it, because if you actually watch my video, I tried every method. I tried to run up into the Pokemon Center instead of refreshing the route first, and then I was just like, alright, what about the flying Pokemon? Does that work better? And it does. I was trying to figure out how to save on the incense, that way I could get more efficiency out of it, and that's why I called your content garbage, because you were just copying what everyone else was saying, either on social media or what people were sending to you, and then you just threw that into a rushed video because you tried to get your information out the fastest, that way you could claim that information. It's really dishonest play from the start. I didn't prioritize shiny hunting like you did and other Poketubers. I wanted to make sure all the information was well understood, so I was busy making other gameplay guides and figuring out other things about the game, while also testing the shiny hunting outside of what you were saying in your videos, because I'm not stealing your content.
Where you hop on one of your Pokemon that can fly in the air and fly back and forth from one area to another area to get as many Pokemon to spawn in the least amount of time, so you have a higher chance of getting shiny Pokemon.
So you just stated basic gameplay information that is the same that you just said, oh, everyone has access to on Cerebi, because that's just the basic understanding of Pokemon. When you walk away, Pokemon despawn. When you come back, they respawn. You can do that within a route. I just said that. Does that mean I copied you by stating basic gameplay fact? Are your fans actually this stupid to believe you?
So I'll hop on my Pokemon that can fly, like Dragonite or Charizard or something, get on its back, and then go up in the air. And up here, I'll be able to see all the Pokemon on the ground. Now, the best part is you could go from one area of the map that has the grass that spawned the Pokemon to the other area of the map. So I'll just go back over here, and since I was over there for a little while, all the Pokemon that were originally over here have despawned. They've gone away, and now when I come back, it gives us more chances for more new Pokemon to show up, and all those Pokemon can also be shiny.
Also, another reason why I called his content garbage is because I don't think he went far enough. I think those Pokemon were just naturally despawning over time and then respawning over here. So he didn't go far enough to actually despawn the Pokemon and have his method work efficiently as possible, or else more Pokemon would have appeared because he hasn't hit the Pokemon cap at this point. Flying with Pokemon is going to give you even better numbers than running, so now we can run back over here.
Wait a second, that sounds familiar. So I'll just go back over here.
So now we can run back over here. So I'm not... Okay, so you own the phrase over here. Wow. Poketips. Wow. Do you actually think that I watched all of your video multiple times to then absorb your exact words and then it subconsciously came out, or was I just stating a basic fact about how the game works?
Yep, thought so. It's a match.
It's not a match, because you also ignored all of the other parts of the video where I go through, test multiple methods, show the exact spawn, not the exact spawn rates, but the estimated spawn rates from a good sample size, which you refused to do because you had a rushed video of lesser quality. So then you ignore all that to find the one gameplay that turns out to be the best, that I proved was the best through testing. And another thing is that over here is one of my most common verbal tics that's in a lot of my videos. It's in a majority of my videos, especially when I'm talking about news or referencing something on screen. If I'm doing like a live screen grab and talking about something, I'll say over here, and I hate it. I hate how frequently I do this because I have that really bad habit where I'll say, you know, over here, like that, and stuff, a few other ones. I cringe as I as I edit my videos. I keep hearing myself saying the same thing over and over, and it's because I'm trying to run on a sentence to transition it into the next sentence while doing live commentary. It's kind of like a default a default filler that my brain just kind of shoves in as I articulate the next thing I want to say about a topic since I'm doing the live recording. So Poketips, he's trying to say that me using the same Cerebi article that he's copying off of is me copying him. There's also no other way to explain the same basic gameplay mechanic in a different way. I'm going to say it in the most coherent way possible on my own without copying him, which is a very common thought that people are going to have. And then he's also trying to say that my verbal tic proves that I'm copying him, even though my video is 19 minutes long and he really only has like 2 clips of couple seconds pieced together. How is that me copying him when also I have the facts and the numbers backing up my multiple methods tested? You have to be an idiot to think I copied him.
Once again, I spoke about this almost a week before this shiny hunting video came out, and he stole the information.
How is me doing my own test inside the video, getting my own numbers, stolen information, when you're just copying what other people were doing as well, and you put the video out first? I just did every method in the game.
Now watch here as Verlisify goes off and says that this is his method.
Pretty much my method with this is after about 4 or 5 Pokemon spawn, that's when you start getting close to the cap, so you might as well free it up by just leaving.
Wow, dude, I have never felt so much deja vu in my whole entire life. Maybe that's because I said the same exact things that you are now copying and trying to present as yours. But let's see, we've got 4 Pokemon down there, 5 Pokemon down there.
After about 4 or 5 Pokemon, because, again, gameplay. This was, I think, before the spawning rates got exactly data mined, and I don't remember how many were in route, 3 or 4. But yeah, I watched 4 to 5 Pokemon spawn, I say 4 to 5 Pokemon spawn, and I go over. I did that, because that's the efficient way of doing it. And then because I actually did the math behind it, and I tested every other method, that's why I was saying that this is my method of choice. Spawn?
After about 4 or 5 Pokemon.
So yeah, Poketips proved literally nothing by trying to claim basic gameplay and then lie about all of the other content inside of my video. So yeah, that was Poketips proving literally nothing by misrepresenting my video and then trying to take claim for information he didn't discover. That's basic, fundamental gameplay inside of Pokemon Let's Go, while also slandering me by intentionally misrepresenting my video. That way, he would create drama, he would get a big boost in the algorithm from the videos like this lying about me, and then he would use that to capitalize and then get more views than me overall by suppressing my content while boosting his own through slander.
And after I made my video exposing him, he
has to lie, have a go at me like I stole nothing, fair use. Yeah.
dug himself even deeper into a hole by going on Twitter and saying it was fair use.
I tested every method of spawning Pokemon in the game, and even if I didn't, Poketips still wouldn't have a claim, because he doesn't own a game mechanic of flying on a Pokemon.
I never claimed that I owned that mechanic.
Well, you literally did if you're saying I'm copying you. Are you actually that stupid?
As far as I know, I was the first Pokemon YouTuber to show that flying on a Pokemon is the best method in most situations to find shiny Pokemon in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I call it my method because I found out about this information on my own, and I made it extremely popular.
You've already lied so much at this point, I don't believe it, because I had already seen people talking about that method before you made it extremely popular. There's no way to prove that. But yet you're still taking claim of it. Also, it's like, I didn't take claim of it. I just did it first and made it extremely popular. And then I'm saying that anyone else that does it is copying me.
Now, once again, I'm not saying that I own it, but when you...
Yeah, you are. Stop lying.
Make a video where you bash my video, make it obvious that you watched my video, and then say the same method and then present it to your audience like it's your original method that you came up with, it's obvious that you stole it from me.
Except that's not the chain of events just from thinking, like, basic common sense. That's not what happened.
But like usual, Verlisify's statement here of not owning a game mechanic is going to come back to bite him later.
But see, that just kind of shows why it's desperation for views, it's clickbait, it's just pure slander to try to take me down because I'm competition to him.
That's cute that you think you're competition to me. I've been better than you since day one.
You know, the reason why... That's why you had to lie. That's why you had to cheat the randomizer. Because you know you're just better. That you can't do anything honest to get views. That you have to do all this dishonest stuff like faking a randomizer and then attacking other Poketubers to get into the algorithm. That's cute. Why I called him out in my video is because he doesn't prove anything.
You're saying that I don't test and I don't prove anything? The beginning of my shiny hunting guide literally shows me finding a shiny Pokemon, and I also have footage of me finding other shiny Pokemon throughout the video.
Yes, but that is distraction. So once again, you are misleading, you are misguiding, misleading your audience or distracting your audience or whatever I've been saying so far. It's been a long time since I started this video, but so what? You got a shiny. Have you played Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee? Shinies are free in that game. Getting one doesn't prove anything. Like, if you were using the most inefficient method and got a shiny, that doesn't prove that you had an efficient method or anything, because that's just the nature of Pokemon Let's Go. I ran the numbers. I did the math. I was able to prove which methods were more efficient.
I used my method of flying around on a Pokemon, which...
not your method. Again, just that's basic gameplay.
which I made very popular, which is
Wait, actually, never mind. He just said it's his method when he says he doesn't claim he owns it. Huh?
very good evidence that it worked. The reason that you mentioned me, as well as other YouTubers, was to get clicks on your video.
Wow. Poketips actually lacks that much self-awareness, as he literally uses clicks, or uses me to lie about me to get clicks on his video. You know, I did every possible method of encountering Pokemon. Route resetting, standing still, because standing still was popular at the time. Standing still, stand still, standing still.
Again, there you go with the whole standing still method. I never mentioned the standing still method, and even if it was popular at the time, you should not have brought me up in your video talking about people if you really dislike the whole standing still thing.
Right after... But then I tied you in with the garbage content because you didn't try to prove anything in your method, and you were taking claim for something that you didn't own. After my video, actually my series of videos talking about getting level 100s, he has this. Can you level from 1 to 100 in 10 minutes in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee?
Oh my god, Poketips talked about leveling up Pokemon, even though he put out his leveling up guide before I put out mine.
And here's the funniest part. Because I wasn't talking about this video. People are like, Poketips proved that he put out the video first. Except didn't. Because I wasn't talking about how to level up the super fast video. I was talking about can you level 1 to 100 in 10 minutes in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, January 13th. So this video came out after my level 100 video, which he shows inside of his video, and that's where I'm saying that he's copying me. So once again, Poketips has to lie and misrepresent what I said. Also, I could just close that page out at this point.
Put out mine. He must be
Once again, he's just rushing out content at this point, so it doesn't mean he owns it because he uploaded the video first.
copying me. The video that he's trying to claim that I stole from him is a challenge video, seeing how fast I can get my Pokemon from 1 to 100 in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I have literally known how good Chansey was for leveling up since the game
Wasn't about Chansey, it was about what you do to get Chansey.
came out, and I put my video out on YouTube a few days after. I have known about all the capture multipliers and everything, and there's evidence of that on YouTube, so I don't understand how you can possibly think that I stole anything from you.
No, the evidence on YouTube is that you didn't know about the multiplier efficiency because that's what I proved in my video.
And unless Verlisify puts me in his video to try to get more views, I do not watch his content. Now that I'm looking at Verlisify's channel to see what he's talking about, I think it's absolutely crazy that he thinks I would sit through his 3-hour-long video, 4-hour-long video, and another 3-hour-long video, and then a 20-minute video after that to try and copy him. Do you really think that I'm going to sit through all of that? Your own subscribers don't want to sit through all of that. You have 430,000 subscribers, and you could not get more than 10,000 views on any of those videos.
I mean, once again, this is misinformation because if he's getting promoted in the YouTube algorithm, then he knows that subscribers aren't actually a thing. Like, subscribers don't matter to YouTube anymore. Notification burn is proven, subscriber burn is proven, notifications don't get sent out, subscribers don't get notified about videos. The only thing that matters is if you're getting promoted in the algorithm. You know, that's why Poketips gets more views on a video than he has subscribers, because subscribers aren't a number that matters anymore according to the YouTube algorithm. Not saying I don't care about my subscribers, but I'm just saying the fact of how YouTube works at this point. Also, Poketips misinforming even more at this point because these aren't videos. These are live streams that just got published. So yeah, they published as videos, but they weren't me recording and talking to myself for 3 hours and then uploading it as a video and then expecting everyone to watch it. No, this is just me establishing how it works and then live streaming it because it's Pokemon content. What's bad about me making Pokemon content? Also, you don't have to watch all 10 hours or whatever to get every little bit of information. I frequently state, even in the beginning of the videos and throughout the videos, what my goal is. And I guess since Poketips is already aware of this video, I can only assume he copied me, because he's effectively using the same logic for me, which is also the point of my video. The point of my video, let's see, which one is it? Scared I caught him lying, or, yeah, actually stole my content. The point of this video, which went whoosh over his head, is that if I somehow stole from him, then that means he must be stealing from me because my video came out before his. Because again, it wasn't about the initial guide. It was his level 100 challenge came out after my guide for level 100, and it had and he used information that wasn't inside of his guide but was inside of mine. So that means he's stealing from me using his own logic. That was the point of this video. I was just stating exactly what he stated. So yeah, let's get back to this. Well, in this video, I talk about how the average time is about 10 minutes to get a Pokemon from level 1 to 100 when leveling all of them at once.
How in the world is that evidence that I stole from you?
Because you heard me say 10 minutes, and then you tried to make your own way of 10 minutes.
First off, I don't even know what video you're talking about because you did not even reference the name of your own video in your video trying to say I'm copying you. And second...
Okay. You can find it because it's the guide that is the focus point of that video.
And even if you did mention 10 minutes in one of your videos, how in the world does that mean that I copied you?
I mean, you're still trying to make the same claims about how you own basic gameplay. So here's the thing. You're mad that... Here's all I have to say. You know, you were mad that I copied your content, or you believe that I copied your content, so you went to get revenge to try to steal my content, and then you used the exact same information I did 10 minutes. Could have made it an 11-minute challenge. Could have made it a 9-minute challenge. Could have made 15, 20, whatever. But no, you had to use specifically 10, which is the exact same words that I used in mine. By your own logic, you stole from me.
Do you think that you own the number 10 now?
Okay, how is he so stupid that when I'm just like, oh, he doesn't own basic gameplay, and then he's like, well, I do own this basic gameplay because I did it first, and then I'm not allowed to own a number apparently off of that, but it was the number I stated.
I'm just baffled by this.
Now you know how I feel. See, you shouldn't. Yeah, that's how baffled I am. I don't even know how to respond to him being baffled. You just showed it how much of a liar you are. Cool.
I've made videos like this before on my old channel. It was with a different game, Maple Story, but I would make videos talking about how I leveled up from 1 to 100 or 1 to 100.
Hey, but that's in hours. So why'd you have to use my 10-minute number? Why couldn't you have done level 100 hour challenge, 2.5 hour challenge, 2 hours? You know, you're not using a good example because my video is closer to your video than your own channel examples. Big oof.
20 in about 2 hours or so. I generally just choose a time that is appropriate and round it off. I like rounding off to even numbers. It took me about 9 minutes in my video that you're claiming that I copied.
Cool, then say 9 minutes, but but you were inspired by me. That's my premise. You were inspired by my 10 minutes, so you went out to steal my 10-minute idea. You ended up at 9 minutes, still called it 10. Big goof.
From you, but I didn't name it, can you get to level 1 to 100 in 9 minutes, because A, 9 minutes just sounds kind of weird compared to 10 minutes.
Also, like, look how aggressive he is about just this inconsequential stuff that supposedly baffles him. He's mad because I caught him.
10 minutes is a nice even number, and B, I kind of want to make this a series like I said in my video. I want to do this with other Pokemon games, not just Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and 10 minutes is a nice flat even number for every single Pokemon game. That is not evidence at all that I copied you, and this is just complete slander.
No, I'm just making my claim. You know, I showed you, I did 10, you did 10, my video came after your video and had exclusive information. GG. You know, that's not slander. I wasn't making an intentionally false spoken statement. By your own definition of slander, the definition of slander that you gave in the beginning of the video, it's not slander. You're offended because I caught your, pitiful act of revenge. I feel like you did that to bait me into making a video so you could justify this response. In this video, I talk about the fast leveling group, which only has Clefairy and Jigglypuff.
Also, you're wrong there. It has Clefairy, its evolution, Jigglypuff, and its evolution. That's 4 Pokemon, not 2.
Are you... See, the way that he keeps using that buzzer for, the nitpicking, the overcompensation... He knows he got roasted, but he's just using the hate against me to get away with his lies. Then what happens in his video?
Then you try saying because I used a Pokemon that was in the fast leveling group, I must have copied you. Well, Verlisify, let me tell you some information here. The fast leveling group has been in Pokemon since 1996 when Pokemon Red and Green came out.
Arwoosh, once again, he fell for the bait. Him and his audience is too stupid to realize it, that his claim that I lied was based off of the most fundamental gameplay information. So when I use it against him, it's a problem. Is a liar just right there, proven.
Here you go trying to claim a game mechanic, which you just said I can't do.
Holy crap. he's actually an idiot.
Because he doesn't own a game mechanic.
Of course, if I'm trying to level up from 1 to 100 fast, I'm going to use a Pokemon from the fast leveling group. There are only 4 Pokemon in the fast leveling group out of the original 151, so of course it would have to be one of those.
So of course I'm going to fly and then reset Pokemon inside of a route because it is the fastest way of encountering Pokemon in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. You played yourself.
Those 4 Pokemon.
I mean, you can see it just in these first couple seconds that there's almost like some kind of snide sarcasm to his voice, as well as like the way that his face is. It almost looks like he knows the entire time that he's making this just to get at me.
Verlisify must be crazy to think that I'm mocking him in the intro of my video. That is literally how I do my intros in my videos. Leveling from 1 to 100 in 10 minutes in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Is it possible? Today, I'll be answering that question. Welcome, my friends. Today, we're going back in time. Back to the days where I was in high school and working on a Pokemon ROM hack called Pokemon Super Scarlet.
Wow, that's a really bad example because you can actually tell that there's a bit more like, there's something off about the video responding, like the 1 to 100 video that copies me. It's done in a different way. Like, that's what I mean. You could feel that there's something different, that snide kind of feel to it that is different from his openings. Yeah, his opening is similar. There's something off that does make it feel like it's just targeting me.
Version. You should get ready to say a temporary goodbye to Eevee training because there's a new way to Eevee train in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah, so he's just talking about the game, so it doesn't have that extra targeted feel behind it.
It involves a new mechanic called candy.
Like, didn't that come off as really weird? Like, there is an ulterior motive
How's it a lie to say that it came off as really weird when I believe it came off as really weird?
behind this because he knows exactly what he's doing?
Nope, you're just making yourself look like the Alex Jones of the Pokemon community.
Alright, another point for Poketips for actually memeing to further distract his audience that he's lying.
But if we're going to be talking about body language here, let's talk about how Verlisify can't look directly at the camera while he's lying about me. He keeps looking away left and right, which is a big sign that somebody is not telling the truth.
Oh man, look at Mr. Psychology degree over here. The dude plays Pokemon for a living, and he thinks that he can expertly depict and determine when someone is lying. We're going to break this down, but he's like, he looks left and right. No, actually, primarily, if not exclusively, look to left. And once again, like, he uses examples of his other videos where he does this, and that's why I have this video, because I frequently look away from the camera, and that's a personal thing, because I don't play this, like, social media game. So there's me looking to the left in the intro, and then I look to the left again, right there. So my eyes frequently dart and look away from the camera. The thing about a lie is that it's hard to confront someone that you are lying to. It needs to be a person in front of you. A camera doesn't have the same effect as a person, that you aren't going to be guilted, that there isn't that subconscious attitude behind the camera. And once again, if you just look at a lot of my videos, I'm just looking to the left all the time because, like I said, I don't play that social media game. I don't treat it like I have to have that perfect engagement with you guys, that I'm expressive, and my expression is thinking, and my thought is thinking off to the side, and that's also kind of how psychology works. So we have a picture like this. Lying, constructing a lie, or the truth, remembering. So whenever I look to the left, which is, like I said, almost exclusively, that's a remembered image. That's a remembered sound. That's me thinking about either something I was going to say, because I have to kind of pre-script this video in my head, or I have to remember Poketips lies, I have to remember what Poketips was saying, and then I have to kind of, figure that out. And also, I think it's weird and stupid to stare directly into the camera the entire time. I do that for dramatic effect. I do that for the expression and the liveliness of selling a thought by looking in a direction. It's not a lie. I just that's just how I do it. That's another thing about lie detection, is that if someone's normal mannerisms suddenly have a shift, then that determines that they're lying. These are just my constant mannerisms and how I tend to work. Now, I also know that this picture right here isn't necessarily like 100 proof or anything, but if Poketips is going to try to make that determination off of some psychobabble, then yeah, it's like, this isn't, this isn't like absolutely exactly how 100% works all the time, but it is somewhat accepted as a way to determine how people are handling their thoughts.
when they can't look at you head on.
I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at anyone. I'm looking at a camera, as I just explained.
And I've been setting mine up for weeks. You know, that's kind of thing. Like, anyone could do this in 10 minutes.
Congratulations! You watched my video and you know that you could actually level up from 1 to 100 in 10 minutes now!
Wait, how does that prove I watched your video when the whole thing was about my video coming out first and then having the 10-minute thing, because that's the numbers and the math behind it?
Oh, yay! You got the point of the challenge! Now why do you think I'm copying you? Because all of your points make no sense.
Because your challenge was based off of my 10 minutes.
Leveling up in Pokemon is one of the core mechanics of the Pokemon games. I don't know how you think you own that, Verlisify.
Once again, Arwoosh. I'm just going to say Arwoosh every time it goes over his head.
He doesn't own a game mechanic.
Oh, but now you think you own the leveling up mechanic? Do a search on YouTube for Pokemon Let's Go Leveling Up Guide. You'll see lots and lots and lots of videos. I made mine and it was one of the first ones on YouTube. Am I claiming that everybody else after me is copying me? No.
You did that with your shiny hunting guide, or at least you specifically targeted me about that, and then you used me as drama to give your channel a bigger boost than it would have gotten otherwise. Huh.
Because I have common sense.
No, you don't, as proven in this video of mine.
I know that other people can also figure out Chansey is a good way to get EXP. Verlisify seems to think that even though he was late to the party on figuring out what gives good EXP,
wasn't late to the party. Like I said, I was figuring that out for weeks, and I wasn't in Pokemon Let's Go to rush out content. I was too busy enjoying the games and making other guides.
That means he now owns anything to do with leveling up in Pokemon.
No, but I definitely, I 100% own being able to catch every Pokemon and train them to level 100 in less time than it takes to beat the game. No one else attempted that. No one else theory crafted that. No one else mentioned that. That is mine.
I seriously think there's something wrong with him. I only make claims that people copy me.
Something's wrong with me when you're the one that has been a habitual liar on the platform for years, and you have to slander to crawl your way into the YouTube algorithm.
Like Verlisify, because Verlisify showed evidence that he copied me.
But again, after I put all the numbers and the math out there...
What numbers and what math are you claiming that you're the only one that put out there? Again, I don't know what numbers you're talking about because you did not tell me what video you think I stole numbers from.
You didn't even do the basic research. It's in my video. I put the numbers and the math out there in the video. How can you call that a lie when you haven't even seen the video, so you don't even know the content of the video to determine if it's a lie or not, because you didn't even do the most base information research because you know you were just going to go into this video to defame me. So you didn't care.
Verlisify keeps trying to put proof out there that I stole something from...
The proof is out there. You just refuse to find it because it'll make you look bad. And then you have to lie about me to your audience so they can attack me.
From him, but this video was so obviously rushed and did not have much thought put into it, and as a result, all of his terrible slanderous claims are tipping over like dominoes.
But again...
Wow. Way to lie to your audience even more about my content.
After I put all the numbers and the math out there, and it's kind of strange that this wasn't something that he tried to use in his other leveling guide. It just kind of happens now.
You heard it here first, folks. Verlisify now owns numbers, too. Also, what other leveling guide are you talking about? The video that you claim that I copied from you is a challenge video. My leveling guide is a leveling guide. They are two separate things.
Okay, this is actually amazing. I just searched Let's Go Level 100 Challenge, and Poketips' video is nowhere to be seen unless I probably scroll down super duper far, because he's referring to this as a challenge. If I do level 100 guide, we have fastest way to level 100, level to 1 to 100 in 10 minutes. Does he actually say that it's a challenge anywhere in this? Can you level? Can you? No. Guide? He actually has level guide as it. Level up faster, Pokemon Let's Go EXP farm. Nothing about a challenge. So he's actually lying, even more so than I thought. So saying other guide is correct.
It was pretty much just him doing it live in 10 minutes to get a Pokemon to level 100. I guess anything to get that sick YouTube revenue.
Or, it could be a video titled, Can You Get From 1 to 100 in 10 minutes? And Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So the video would obviously be over 10 minutes long to see if it's possible.
You could have easily sped up the parts where you weren't catching a Pokemon. Just to make sure it was like one solid piece of gameplay. The reason why you didn't cut it is for ad revenue.
Also, who are you to talk about people putting their videos past 10 minutes to get extra YouTube ad revenue when you literally do that with almost every single video on your channel? I think the whole reason that your slander video about me isn't 10 minutes long is because A, you couldn't think of enough lies to tell about me, and B, you knew I would call you out for it.
No, the reason why it wasn't 10 minutes long is because I didn't care enough. I just wanted to tell my audience that you're slandering me and then get it over with, which is why, again, I took down that video in the first place, because it was, your lies are such nonsense. It's so blatant that I feel like I didn't have to respond to it, but here we go. Like, hundreds of thousands of views, thousands of dislikes, thousands of comments, thousands of negative engagement suppress my channel. Finally have to make the real long video. But also, there's a difference between a video being beyond 10 minutes and a video being stretched to 10 minutes. You know, 7 to 8 minute video being pushed out there just as much as possible to make it to that 10-minute mark versus a naturally long 10-minute video. My content is naturally 10 minutes long. Yours, again, you showed straight gameplay of nothing happening just to hit that 10-minute mark.
But he also ignores the normal size Chanseys and only goes for the size difference chances.
Yeah, of course, if I'm trying to speed from 1 to 100 in 10 minutes, I'm only going to go for size difference Chanseys because those give the most experience.
Oh, this is good. I can't wait to see. Like, because he just... That just proves my video right. Thank you, Poketips.
You might be wondering, okay, why am I talking about that? Well, here's where the thing starts to get really interesting, because from his own guide, How to Level Up Super Fast, Easy Level 100 Chances in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, he doesn't make any mention of getting the size bonus.
I don't make any mention of getting the size bonus? Did you watch the same video that I did? Let's go back to that video and check it out, and you could do this for yourself too on YouTube. Search up my video, watch it, and... There are also lots of other bonuses that you can get, like catching a large or a small Pokemon. Okay, so here we go. This looks like this is going to be a tiny Chansey, and this is what I've been looking for. It took me maybe like 2 minutes after to just find the tiny Chansey. There it is, talking about size bonuses and how they give more experience.
Now, this is just Poketips further misrepresenting my content, because if you listen to what else I have to say about
It
it...
doesn't say that you have to target it, and then later on the video, he's just kind of like only going for regular Chanseys, while also praising how good the experience is. And this also goes back to me kind of like criticizing the low quality of his videos as well, because this is just like a nothing video. It's just 10 minutes of him not really proving anything, not really getting great experience rates, not really showing or talking about the potential of what Chansey is capable of in Pokemon Let's Go. But I mean, this...
So the point I'm trying to make here is that for a guide, for something that someone is trying to put out with quality, it's just a very poor guide because it doesn't show the most efficient ways. It doesn't talk about the most important things. It does have very inefficient methods for leveling up Chansey because, once again, it's a rushed guide. He tried to rush it out like he did with the shiny hunting, and then he's trying to use that as a defense and a way to attack me inside of it. Now, me saying any mention is a bit hyperbolic, but I didn't mean that in his entire video. I meant that as any mention inside of the important stats that he's trying to give. There's just 2 slight little clips, as we saw him say right here.
Also, lots of other bonuses that you can get, like catching a large or a small Pokemon. Okay, so here we go. This looks like this is going to be a tiny Chansey, and this is what I've been looking for. It took me maybe like 2 minutes after to just find the tiny Chansey. There it is.
And that's what I was meant when I said any, because, like, sure, there was a mention. So if you're trying to get a gotcha on me over the most literal interpretation of every word on an off-the-cuff video, which has to completely ignore what I'm going for inside of my statement, you got me. But look at that. Like, those are 2 things that don't stress the importance of how the size bonus works with Chansey. And like I said in my video, he's primarily targeting regular Chanseys. He makes very little mention, very little stress. Like, he states the fact that there is a size bonus, but he doesn't state it in reference to getting a level 100 Chansey, which is what I meant by saying any. That's not me trying to weasel my way out of this or trying to cover up my lie or anything. No, that's just the fact of what I said and how I said it. But Poketips is going to, if he responds to this, going to like really use that on me. So what is that? 1 out of 23? I'll give him half a point out of 23 on that. Could I have said it better? Yes. But is my interpretation still valid? Yes.
It is. Talking about size bonuses and how they give more experience. I don't know how Verlisify can just sit there and blatantly lie to his audience about something that you could easily look up and fact check.
Because it isn't a lie. Because I watched the video, I saw that reference, but it was separate to the actual importance of the guide. Yes, size bonus gives experience. That goes back to the whole R whoosh thing about the debate over basic gameplay mechanics or anything like that. But you didn't state nearly how important it was inside of getting a Pokemon to level 100, which is why I was calling out your guide on top of that. But then my guide stresses using the size different Chanseys to get the better experience. That's what I was referencing by any. And then now that you're doing the 1 to 10 challenge, you're utilizing my tactics in my video and not the tactics in your video.
You know, it doesn't say that you have to target it.
Why would I tell people they have to target the size bonus Chanseys? If you waste time targeting size bonus Chanseys from the moment that you get to Cerulean Cave, it's going to take you forever to start building up a catch combo, because Chansey is definitely not the most common Pokemon.
I didn't say anything about from the second you enter Cerulean Cave, but imagine that if you're having a leveling up guide, especially in Pokemon Let's Go, where you can access your box anytime, holding on to any catch combo is going to be very good for the Chansey and is going to be the best experience rates. You ignored that because you hardly... Fine, you said like 2 little sentences that didn't stress the importance of getting the size difference Chanseys, which is the most important thing. That is the key difference between getting the best experience rates in Pokemon Let's Go and having a nonsense guide that has trash information like your first guide. Like, it really proves that you didn't come up with the Dragonite method either, or the flying method either, like you claimed in your video as well. You know, it just seems like you're handed this information, you rush out a guide, it's filled with inaccuracies, and that's why when I call it garbage content, it's not slander. Because it's either not the most efficient method, it's an incomplete guide, or it's just wrong in a lot of ways, which is what I've proven in my other videos.
The higher your combo is, the more Chansey will spawn and the better EXP you'll get.
Yes, but actually you don't have to have that at a 40 catch combo. That Chansey starts to spawn more frequently as that combo builds. So once you get to 10, 20, they're spawning all the time anyways, because that's just how Pokemon Let's Go works. It seems like you really don't understand this game for apparently all this research and all this development you're trying to put in to make quality guides.
Now, if you already have a high combo of over 40 Chansey and Chansey is spawning everywhere like I did in my challenge
Don't need over 40 to get Chansey to spawn everywhere. Learn the game, please.
video, then you could afford to go after the size bonus Chanseys and ignore the regular Chansey.
Why wouldn't you mention that in your original guide then? Like, hey, if you need to level up other Pokemon level 100, you should only be going for the size difference Chanseys because they give you the most experience in the shortest amount of time. Also, there's probably even some kind of crazy math that this breaks down to where after you catch like 10 regular Chanseys to get the combo, you do size bonus Chanseys exclusively from there, and it's still better experience. Once again, you downplayed the size difference in your guide, which is what I was saying in my video. My guide talks about getting the size difference because that's the most important aspect of it, and then you exclusively go for size difference while using the same words, the same phrasing with 10 minutes, like I did. Stolen.
Because you're more than likely doing this for a special challenge.
No, why would you do the most efficient method only for a special challenge? You do the most efficient method because it is the most efficient method. As you can see, once again saying that this is a challenge when his video data doesn't make it out to be a challenge at all. Further lies.
Because by the time you catch 40 Chanseys, you should be at level 100.
Absolutely false. Based on the basic math of Pokemon Let's Go. Did this guy even make his video? Did this guy do any research? That's what I mean. It feels like he's just copying and then putting that in his guides and then rushing out just low quality content. Because 40 Chanseys does not get you to level 100 in Let's Go.
Have to target it, and then later on the video he's just kind of like only going for regular Chanseys while also praising how good the experience is.
Nope, I was going for whatever Chansey would pop up there because I didn't want to extend my video to 4 hours long like you would do with yours.
I didn't extend my video to 4 hours. You didn't... What? I was getting every Pokemon to level 100 during a stream, which wasn't even made as a video.
And since it took a little while for me to find a size different Chansey, I made a cut in the video where I literally showed myself catching a tiny Chansey. Again, this is all on YouTube. You can watch it for yourself and see how Verlisify is lying to you.
Because... Not lying. That's just basic fact.
This is just like a nothing video. It's just 10 minutes of him not really proving anything. But I mean, this should be...
How does it call those lies when they're actually... It's a nothing... I just proved that it has incomplete information and it doesn't prove anything.
Pretty condemning that in his...
Also, I did show that clip, but then he shows that clip, but then he tries to keep misrepresenting me. What?
His own guide. He doesn't even talk about the benefits of size bonuses, but then he's actually only applying that.
He didn't talk about the benefits, unless he's saying just like, oh, that's what I mean. See, when I use benefit, that is what I was going for with the interpretation of my video. That he doesn't talk about how beneficial it is to do these size bonuses. He just states it gives more information, but he doesn't stress any benefit, or not information. It gives more experience, but he doesn't mention the benefit of that. So he just stated all these things were lies when they actually weren't, because Poketips is a liar.
That, which is something that I made proof of.
What's actually really condemning is the fact that you just lied on camera in an attempt to slander me, and it's so easy for anyone to check and see that you lied.
I just proved I didn't lie, but okay. So this whole thing is just a snore. Opinion, not a lie. Of real, just mundane information and low quality. Yes, it is low quality, as I've proven.
If my video is low quality, why does it have over 4.4 thousand likes and less than 200 dislikes?
Like to dislike ratio isn't indicative of anything. We've proven that because of dislike botting, brigading, the way that YouTube promotes things in the algorithm.
And you're gonna want to aim for the excellent throw every...
So there it is. He says you want to focus on two things. Excellent throw, combo bonus. Nothing about the size.
And here is an example of Verlisify picking clips and taking them out of context to fit his narrative.
Except I didn't fit them out of context. You just had those two little mentions. Like, you showed your mentions of size bonus. And as you can see, once again, showing that I didn't lie, and that when I meant any, this is what I meant by there isn't the mention of the size difference chances. Again, I gave him half a point on that because I could have, like, articulated that better. But as you can see from what else I say, my intentions are very clear from what I meant. And that, you know, he showed his clips, but those weren't inside of the sizes. He said the most important things. This is when my clip, that clip right there, was talking about what you target when you go for experience. No mention of size bonus. Low quality.
The clip that he's referring to is me talking about 3 bonuses that you can get every single time on every Chansey. The combo bonus, the throw bonus, and the synchronized bonus.
And but this is where he messed. Actually, let's finish his sentence so I can catch him on this.
He kind of just drops the synchronized bonus here for some odd reason, and he takes everything completely out of context. You can't get a size bonus on every single Chansey because some Chanseys just spawn as regular Chanseys.
As you catch only size bonus Chanseys in your 10-minute video, which is you taking me out of context because that was the point I was trying to make. So let us watch as he ignores regular size Chanseys to then utilize the methods inside of my guide to then promote as his own that were absent in his first guide to then get the best experience rates to then have efficient level 100 Pokemon leveling in Let's Go. You know, using the ladder to reset to then make sure that you're only going for the size difference Chanseys like I had for my information. By Poketips' own logic in his videos. He is stealing my content. Also, the way that he cuts to this and tries to play it off, like, this is a blatant lie. If you listen to what I said and then listen to his response, it's two different things. Because I'm saying that, listen to his video, watch his video. He's propping up the combo bonus. He's propping up the synchronize. He calls me out for not mentioning that. That's because I'm still trying to make the same statement here. Listen.
Next, make sure that you're always getting throw bonuses, so either a nice, great, or excellent throw, and you're going to want to aim for the excellent throw every...
So there it is. He says you want to focus on two things. Excellent throw, combo bonus. Nothing about the size.
So right here, we can see the proof that he is using the buzzer to try to distract his audience that I caught him in the lie, that he is trying to lie his way out of this one now, because these are the important things. He's talking about what you prioritize, what you're focusing on when trying to catch a Chansey in his first guide, and size bonus is nowhere to be found. I don't need to make a mention for successful catch either, because it's all the same thing. Once again, he's trying to, like, poke holes in my argument to distract that I caught him on this one, and then magically his method changes only after my guide, which references getting a Pokemon to level 100 in 10 minutes. Huh. Because catching only size bonus Chanseys is the best experience rates. That is the most efficient experience inside of Pokemon Let's Go. So if you're trying to have an experience guide, you should be talking about the most efficient rates. You ignored talking about the size difference, or you ignored putting any priority on the size difference when it is the biggest factor in increasing your experience ratios and stuff like that, or your experience per hour and your, yeah. Yeah, also, quick note, this is false, what you just said, because the excellent throw is not the most bonus experience that you get.
Isn't it great when Verlisify takes things out of context again? In my video, I'm referring to how getting a throw bonus is better than not getting a throw bonus, so you get the most experience bonus points.
I mean, you can listen to his video, and you can tell that it seems like he was trying to say excellent throw was the best, but that's just wrong.
You take stuff out of context here to fit your narrative, you're misleading your own audience.
As you're taking things out of context in my video to fit your own narrative. Cool. Yikes. It just seems like he takes an idea, shows it, doesn't really test it or anything, and then that's just kind of all there is to it.
Again, what are you talking about, Verlisify? In my leveling guide, I have a whole section where I A, explain everything, and B, show it in action. So
if you tested it, you would have found out that the experience, or like the size difference, is the best experience rates. And if you showed any testing in your shiny hunting guide, then maybe you would have had a claim to flying around on the Pokemon. I tested things, I made proofs, you don't. Seems like you just take whatever social media post or whatever's messaged to you, you rush out a video, and then it turns out being the least, not the least efficient, but an inefficient method.
So that's your proof, if you really need proof. Then in this video that you're claiming
You almost spit on that one because you know you're lying through your teeth. That lie almost spat out through your teeth, literally.
I copied from you, I'm showing the whole leveling process from 1 to 100. Once again, proof.
Which goes against your guide, which shows that you got information from elsewhere by specifically using the information in my videos.
I'm showing everything.
So that's why I find his content of lower quality. Seems like he got so upset about that he just had to go and slander me about it.
Once again, slander is false. Everything that I said about you stealing my content in that video is true.
Like, it's amazing who people will support only in spite of me.
And in here he tries to say that people only support me to spite him, which is another one of Verlisify's delusions and lies.
That's not a delusion or lie. Anyone that's followed my content for years has seen this happen over and over again, especially when I state facts in my videos. I've proven you as a liar in my videos, and I've proven, I get hundreds, thousands of comments from your deranged fans. I prove them wrong, and they keep going on. People ignore the facts to support you. That's fact. That's not a delusion. That happens on an unprecedented, an almost impossible, an almost conspiracy-sounding level on my channel, but you just read the comments. You engage with my fans. You can see that this is how it's been for a while now. It's not because I lie, I just tell the truth and that offends people. It's always been that way.
So pretty much that was like his plan right there, He's going to expose me, he's going to expose himself, and then, like, that doesn't make any sense.
Of course you wouldn't understand this, Verlisify, because you're the one that tries to create all this drama on YouTube and attack other content creators.
Never attacked any other content creators. Stating the facts about people is not an attack. Don't know how many times I have to, state this, but you know you attacked me to then get a leg up in the algorithm and then suppress my content at the same time. Big plays.
All of the time. Me, I care about my fans.
And that's why you lie to them all the time. That's why you clickbait them all the time. That's why you have fake randomizers. You're so dishonest. The founding of your channel was dishonest. The way that you've portrayed your content for years is dishonest. That's not caring about your fans.
I care about my image. So I will self-reflect. I'll look at myself. I'll see, wait a second, that wasn't a good idea to do that. I'm not proud of that content.
And here you can feel that change in his voice once again, when he is putting on that fake talking to try to appeal to his low IQ audience. These straight lies that are now coming out of his face because he isn't an honest person, and he just wants to keep up that image, not because he cares about his fans, but only to make more money.
Content, and I'll reflect on it and I'll be honest with my audience. You, on the other hand, it's a constant barrage of clickbait videos, garbage content, and attacking other content creators.
That means all the things I said were correct. That even if it wasn't just the shiny Dragonite, or not the shiny Dragonite, the shiny video where I steal his method of riding a Dragonite or anything, but it's like reflecting on my own worst content.
I've stopped making the content that I'm not proud of before Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee came out. Verlisify has only
That's just wrong.
been seriously reacting to me after Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee have come out.
Now he's changed, even though his current randomizer is 100% completely faked.
Oh, and here's the best part. This is my favorite part of the whole video. Verlisify totally steps outside of his lane here. He says that my Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee randomizer is totally 100% completely fake. Give me evidence of how it's fake. You offer no evidence at all in this video on how it's fake, and I offer evidence in every single one of my randomizer videos how it's real. Plus, I have more evidence that I could easily release. You don't think if I was faking my randomizer, somebody like the 4th gen gamer would come out and make another video exposing me saying that my randomizer was fake? You don't think after making the whole video exposing myself that making a fake randomizer will be the dumbest thing I could possibly do? It would not make any sense. So please.
Isn't this actually, like, as you know, Poketub's trying to say, oh, look at his eyes, look at how he can't directly anything, you know, that proves that he's a liar. Isn't this actually like one of the most accepted fundamental understandings of psychology, that when someone has to deflect, that when someone has to make these statements to be like, oh, why would I do this? Why would I do that? I would get caught if I did that, that is like 100% what a liar says in a situation like this? Pretty sure that that's how it works. You know, 5 things people commonly say when they're lying. Why would I do that? Answer a question with a question is a huge red flag indicating the possibility of deception. Honest people make direct denials. They typically respond with, I didn't do that. Deceptive people are evasive, and they are caught off guard when they need extra time to think of a believable response. So this isn't like, you know, live, off the cuff, but yeah, like this is one of the biggest red flags for someone that is being dishonest.
Video exposing myself that making a fake randomizer.
See, that's why you would do it, because you put out this video exposing yourself to then drop the guard of your audience, because you know the last time you made a randomizer, you got caught. People are going to be on high alert. So if you fake expose yourself after putting, like, you know, if you actually came out sooner, instead of lying when in the response to Fortune Gamer's video, because you made a response saying that you didn't fake it, and then you had to eventually come out and say you did fake it. You had to change the titles on your video. You had to own up to all these things so far after the fact, and you did it before Let's Go because you knew Let's Go was going to be your chance for the most views and the most money. So yeah, what you do is you make a fake apology to then make it to where you can get away with another lie, and then you'll just be like, then you'll just say this. It's so scripted. It's so predictable.
Will be the dumbest thing I could possibly do. It would not make any sense. So please, Verlisify, go right ahead. Make another slander video about me saying that my randomizer is fake. I
see, like, the just completely scripted deflection right there, because I made the video. It would be stupid to get caught again. And now, since you have been caught, you are going to put in the utmost research. You are going to do everything in your power to get away with it once again. That way you have the flashiest, most clickbait content. Also, it's the dishonesty in how you stage it.
dare you to try to find any evidence because you don't have a clue what you're talking about. And anything that you say here is something that I will easily be able to disprove. So if you want to go ahead and look like the biggest dunce on YouTube, go right ahead and try to say that I'm faking my randomizer. I will make you look so dumb so fast, boy.
While also then using me for views and nothing else. Actually, I just thought about, why didn't he just do that right there? He could have buried me, but he didn't. Because you know he can't. Else, because he just can't get attention otherwise.
And once again, Verlisify ended the video with another lie. So on the screen, here's Verlisify's lie counter. Let's see how many times he lied. Now, I didn't show everything from his video, so I'm sure there's a few more lies thrown in there. And I'm very glad that Verlisify only made this video like 8 minutes long, rather than making it long like he did with its other video. And I feel like the only reason that he did that is because he knows I would call him out once again for extending his videos.
Like I said, I just didn't care.
So this ends another video where I have to defend myself against Verlisify's slander. I'm getting sick of this at this point, and I really wish that Verlisify would just stop talking about me, because everything he says about
I wish you would stop talking about me, because everything you say about me is a lie.
me is a lie.
Huh. Predicted.
Hopefully at some point YouTube does something about his channel, because all the hate that he spreads around this platform.
Okay. Weedle literally sexually harassed a minor, and Pimp Knight literally scammed his audience with hatch Pokemon. Why would something need to be done about those facts?
Is terrible. Anyway, my friends, thanks for watching the video. You now know the truth, and I'll be seeing you next time
PD Winall literally slandered me.
with my normal Pokemon content.
Alright, so what I wanted to do, Poketips, randomizer,
a mile and add some extra stuff to it. So I will have some special Pokemon models inside of the game, like you could already see that my player character is Ash Ketchum from Pallet Town. But we also might see some cool Pokemon model swaps like Shadow Mewtwo or Crystal Onyx. Like usual, if you want to see me randomize my game files to make sure there's no funny business going on, I'll have that in the description below.
And also, all the proof that you need to show that the randomizer is faked is just how heavily modified it is. In his rules video, he talks about how there's like extra reskins and remodels, and he even predicts the Crystal Onyx by episode 2 and the Shadow Mewtwo by episode 3, but the way that he accomplishes this is by tampering with the game so hard that it is not legitimate anymore. He talks about what he's doing, but he's rigged it so hard in his favor, you know, 5% chance for a trainer to have a shiny Pokemon, well, those are so well above the odds that is not legitimate. Same thing for whatever other tampers he's done, such as this. As we can see, Route 2 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wild Pokemon in the area, but there's actually only 4 that can happen as a max spawn. So he's increased the max spawn beyond the actual gameplay, so that is no longer legitimate gameplay, and then that's to increase his chances for fishing for these intentionally modified Pokemon, reskins, recolors, rare Pokemon stuff. So from Poketips' own words, and also the gameplay provided, we can see how heavily staged the randomizer is. There has been so much intentional manipulation to swing the odds into his favor that it effectively isn't random. That it's kind of set up to where something exciting or something like expected is going to happen in every episode that can then be used for clickbait. He talks about maybe we'll see a Crystal Onyx or Shadow Mewtwo, episode 2 Crystal Onyx, episode 3 Shadow Mewtwo. He's rigged it to happen early on like this. That sure, the random numbers and stuff like that, it could be seen as a randomizer, but the thing is, he has so much experience from editing a randomizer when the first time he got caught, and then so much more experience from learning how to not get caught, that he's effectively just made this not a randomizer from editing it so hard. That's why it's not a 100% legitimate randomizer, and that's why it's just clickbait. The entire thing is fraudulent because people are going to come in, they're going to click on it thinking like, oh, that this is going to be an actual randomizer, that, you know, interesting things are going to happen, but it's so staged that those effects aren't happening to a randomizer degree, which is why he had a less than 90% like ratio on the first video, and the rest of them have really low like ratios for an expected average piece of honest content. So with that, you know, that's what I mean. It's like, yeah, the reason why he's like thinking he can own me so hard and that it's not rigged and that it is random is because all of the other stuff going in. He heavily modified the game to where it's going to spit out these events before randomizing it, and then he's going to randomize it, but it's so manipulated and it's so rigged that it isn't random. So there we go, guys. Poketips is a fraud. I think he got me on 0.5 of a lie because I didn't come across clearly enough for him. So what is that? A success ratio of 1 in 80. So I'll round it up to 1.5%. Good job, Poketips. That's all you got. You got 1.5% of all these lies, of all this slander, and all this misinformation. So there we go, guys. Poketips is a laud. Slanderer, liar, fraud. GG. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.